Wagwan. Today I wanted to break down my Like a G6 remix I recently released. If you did not listen to it, then I would suggest you do. If not, I will just play a little bit of the remix here. And yeah, I'm going to break it down. We'll have a look-see through the project file. We'll just have a good time. So yeah, lean back and yeah, relax. So first, let me play a part of the drop for you, so you know what we're dealing with. In case you didn't listen to the song, which you should. But yeah, let's listen. Let me also play you a little bit of the second drop. Whoopie-doo. Okay, that should be enough. So, before we go into any of this, I would like to do something else, which is to laugh at the different shitty versions I originally had for this song, because there's quite a lot and they are quite bad. So let's have a laugh at the old versions. So I came up with the intro pretty early, which you can see. This is version 1, but the drop took me like quite a while to get right. Like, as you can see here. Oh, it's not turned on. Let me also turn off the master here. You know, the intro, the idea, it's there, but the drop, I remember it was so terrible. Yeah, this is ass. But however, sometime I don't know, I sat down and after many tries I made this version 2. Which, you know, is already what we have in the final result, but it's mixed a little bit differently, you know, but that's fine for the beginning. But I remember, I mean, there it doesn't have a B part, but here I made a B part, but it was fucking terrible. Let me show it to you. I mean, you know, the idea is, I kind of still like the idea, but the execution is just so terrible with the fucking wobbly bubble synth here. So yeah, that was like the third version. I think by the way, the final version is like version 14 or something. But I think over most of the versions, like, nothing really changed. I just made like smaller mixdown changes. For this one, the version 5 is also kind of interesting, because I didn't really know what kind of drop I would do for the last drop, so I experimented a lot, and with this one I kind of liked the idea, but I thought it was a little too, I don't know, I thought it was too intense for this song, and I was like, I'm probably going to just make like a like standalone song out of this. Let's see, version 3. Wait, is that the right one? This looks off. I think it's this one. Okay, let me play it to you. Oh no, it's not. What the hell? What is this? I mean, this is probably where I kind of figured out what I wanted to do for the last drop, but yeah, it's not like quite there yet. Well, it's like different than it's now. And this here, right here, was the one I was talking about where the drop was something completely different. So let me show it to you. So yeah, I thought like, maybe I just make a separate song out of this. So yeah, that about wraps up the different versions I had. I just thought it would be fun to share these, because otherwise I probably these will never see the light of day, except for the one, well, the last one. That one I might actually like finish this. But yeah, let's get into the song. For the intro, I just have some standard dubstep intro elements, you know. You got your virtual riot pad, you got your square wave arpeggiator, you got your this thing right here, which is like some sample I made a while ago, which is just like some sine wave plugs with an autofiller, which keeps automating. Has like a little curve here, and everything in this group called creatively called verb is like going through this delay right here and my beloved ROM, which is just a very nice reverb I like using. One element that's also quite prominent in the intro is like this this bass right here. I made this in Vital, and let me turn off all of the effects before we talk about it. The erosion is not being used. Everything else is getting used and nothing is getting automated. Okay, then, what the hell? Why can I not select all of these? That's weird. Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. It's because I have some weird effect rack stuff going on. Let me select all. What the hell, man? I don't know what's going on. Go, be gone. Okay. So now we have the raw sound, which doesn't sound that different, TBH. The sound is just a like classic blend wavetable, which is like a saw wave, I guess, mixed with another classic fade. Oh no, that's something different. But it's just, you know, your saw wave, your like deep saw wave, and then like a higher one, and together they're like, you know, like this crunchy bass. And we have some Vital native OTT, or like some hard multiband compression, a saturator, and apparently another filter, because I thought it needed it. And we also have one filter down here. So yeah, that's just a classic synth. I think I assigned the cutoff of the filter to this macro right here, and I'm automating the macro at some points in the song. For example here, to like build tension for this like house intro right here. Okay, for the processing, I have a frequency shifter, which is like kind of accenting like the starts and stops of these phrases. So it goes like wow, you know, so it like bends into certain phrases. So I just thought that sounded neat. We have as well a camel crusher, then just some saturation and mystical audio effect rack, which is just disperser, saturator, and an OTT, and just some more further EQing to shape the sound. And I think I'm automating the gain of this lower band here at some points. Yeah, right here. as well to create tension for like this house section. So yeah, that's the bass. What else do we have here? At like the house section I have like this little offbeat bloop, you know. This is just like a square wave in massive, some disperser OTT, you know, just standard dubstep stuff. And I think that's about it for the intro, for the at least for the synths. I just have some white noise stuff here. I have a riser for the build-up. I have this reverbed out bass for the drop, which is, I guess it kind of doesn't make sense because it's the bass or like the drop synth from the first version, if you remember from the beginning. But I don't know, I just thought it fitted neat into the build-up, so I just left it in. What else do we have here? We have the vocal, which is apparently the studio a cappella, and to be honest, I don't even know if it actually is, because sometimes people will just upload like an AI extracted a cappella and upload it with like the name or like name it as YouTube Studio a cappella, which most of the time obviously is not, because you can hear the like AI artifacts. I think this is also like AI extracted, because I think I remember hearing artifacts, but now I just have so much processing going on here, which we will go over in a minute, but I don't even think I can make out if there are any artifacts. Okay, enough yapping, let's get into the processing for the vocal. I also like cut it up a little bit, because I thought like this part was neat. Yeah, so processing for the vocal is a reduce ambience to reduce the ambience, a de-esser, a little flanger, some soothe to make it less harsh, a tape stop, which is it getting used or not? Let's see. The tape stop. It is getting used here. Okay, so it is getting used. Well, very nice. A tape stop, some OTT dispersing stuff going on. Just right here, cutting away some low end and some harsh voice at 5K. Then reverb, delay, filter for some moments, and MAME, which is pretty cool, which is like a plugin which decreases the bitrate of sounds and it makes you have this like kind of weird low res digital artifact kind of stuff, which is quite nice. I think Underbelly showed this in a video once, and I've been using it since. It's free, by the way, so yeah, I recommend you pick it up. I think I'm using it for like some moments. I think it's like on the pre-drop vocal of the second drop. Yeah, so here you can like hear like how it sounds like a little low res digital-ish. That's MAME. Alright, one thing I also did is, surprise, pitch the vocal up by 4 semitones, which, I don't know, I think the original like a G6 vocal, especially the part where they go, hell yeah, drink it up, drink it up. I think that part, like, for me it sounds like weird in the original, so I don't know, I made it fit with the key of my song, and I think it fits a little bit better, to be honest, but don't tell Kashmir. And there's also this where I just pitched up like that one thing here. So yeah, that's it for the vocal. Let's go over the intro drums really quickly. The intro drums are just regular drums. We have your Sora kick and your Noir Patreon clap and your Splice Psytrance house cymbals and Eli Derp hi-hat at the offbeat apparently, and crashes. So that's just very, very standard stuff. What else? Just more crashes and Cosmic Fluid clap. Oh yeah, Cosmic Fluid clap for the build-up is also quite nice always. That's it for the intro. So let's get into the meat, the drop. So let me show you how I made the drums. We're not getting into the synths yet, but we'll get into the synths in a moment. So the drums, quite simple, you know, just your dubstep kick, dubstep clap, which I'm layering here with like I'm layering the Noir Patreon clap because I really like the transient of the Noir Patreon claps. And I'm layering that with Kerosene Dubs clap, which is like quite noisy and nice. So together it sounds like, you know, quite meaty and thick. For cymbals, I just have like some standard, you know, your dubstep cymbals. And they also get sidechained by the kick and the snare. So the transients of the kick and the snare punch through the cymbals, which I always find to be quite nice. So what else? Oh yeah, let's get into the drop synths. The drop synths are quite interesting because, you know, like I said earlier, it took me quite some time to like figure out a nice pattern for this drop. So what I usually do is I render some parts from my songs and put them in like a sample library, and when I don't know what to do in a song, I just chuck in sounds from the sample library. So in this case, I had this bass from my Ghost Voices remix, actually, from the second drop, which is also quite like squelchy, and I just took like this bass and cut it up right here. And I put some processing on it, which I'm not going to unfreeze because I have vocodics in this chain and I do not have vocodics on this machine anymore. So I can't unfreeze it, but I can roughly tell you what the chain is doing. The chain is just more, it's not doing that much, it's just mostly shaping the sound to fit in the drop. So I'm using Freak, which is like a native instrument frequency shifter, which I find to be quite nice to like shape the tone a little. Then I have like a native Ableton frequency shifter to like make it fit with the key of the song. Some more Freak, some more vocodics to make it like more glossy and stuff. The snap heap is probably contains some dispersers, some dimension expander to make it wide, some high cut to get rid of the low end OTT filter, which is, I don't even know if it's getting used or not, and compressed room reverb, which is very nice on bass sounds, I think. And a delay for like some delay throws, for example, at the end of phrases, for example, here. Oh, yeah. Like a little delay throw right here, which is quite nice. This is getting layered with another bass jam I did a while ago. Like some mids, like a mid bass, I guess. Then with my favorite sample as in the world, which is Data Hammer Silver 26. For some more high-end stuff, then we have this. Just the vocal stem cut up and a laser for transient. And altogether, I have like a rack for reverb throws on the group, so I can make like some reverb throws in between phrases. A Pro Q4, which is doing some dynamic EQing to get rid of some nasty peaks. Then another delay for delay throws and a filter for like the end of the phrases to make the thing filter out. What else do we have here? We have the sub, which is like a meaty, thick sub I like to use, or I use it in a different song, which is not out yet, but I just like to keep using it. This is just a sine wave with a little bit of the third harmonic, third harmonic. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. It would be a little embarrassing if that's wrong, but with this little guy for some additional overtones, and a saw wave which is getting bandpassed, so the low ends of both of the two don't conflict. We also have a disperser, which I know disperser on the sub, terrible. I know I shouldn't have done that, but I don't know. Without the disperser, like it sounded like a little different, you know. It sounded more high-endish-y, and I already mixed the song, and then I realized that it's a terrible idea to have the disperser and the sub because it's fucking up the phase. And then I was like, I'm just leaving it in because I didn't feel like recreating the sound of this. But yeah, don't be like me. Don't put disperser on your sub. Not a good idea. We have some Saturn as well to like saturate some frequency bands a little bit. We have another OTT and a EQ to cut the mids right here. Some low mids. A wave shaper to make it thick. Another saturator. And Umesite, which is also just doing like some tiny thickening right here. These, I downloaded this because if you didn't know, the Ohmforce plugins are actually free now. And Umesite was popular back in the day because Skrillex used it a lot. So yeah, it's worth checking out. They're free now, so yeah, go check them out. And the sub is getting layered with this sustain I made a while ago, which I just keep reusing this sustain to like together with the distortion on the master and the distortion on the bass group right here. They like the sub and the sustain here. They crunch together a little bit, which I think is quite nice as like a background layer. What else do we have here? We have like some sweeps to like sweep into different phrases. And then I have a white noise sample. This one is by Floor District. He is awesome. Which is like getting ring modulated with the white thing on. So it's basically just a stereo tremolo. So just like some layering for the sub, so it sounds nice and white. Then over here I have like some background ambience. What else? Oh yeah, the growls. Let's talk about the growls here. Can I unfreeze these? I think I actually can. Okay, so let's unfreeze these and talk about the growls, because I think growls are always fun to talk about. So, whoop. this sounds like shit. Holy shit. So the original is just a monster wavetable with a band plus, like some classic dubstep like classic dubstep growl patch. And I'm like putting lots of parameters, for example the wavetable position and some stuff from the filter on this macro, so I can like shape the sound with automation. Here I have like some distortion, a phaser, a compressor, and then chorus, just like your standard stuff. So yeah, let's go through these one by one. Is anything not on? This is not getting used. Okay. So let me turn all of these off. So disperser to give it some meat. Spectral dynamics to do to like to like shape the sound a little bit. Right here I have like a higher threshold on the high frequencies. I don't quite know how to use spectral dynamics yet, but yeah, it's shaping the sound like a little bit. Then I have like a filter here, which is hoppala, wrong channel. Shaping the sound, like shaping the formant. Because I think that's like the key to growls. Like the basic how to growl recipe is just have like any kind of growlish input, then shape it with the filter, and then just distort and compress the living hell out of it. So yeah, right here I'm just shaping the sound. Here I'm shaping it with another filter again. Then we have a phaser to make it like thick again. Another disperser. Corpus on the kick tight preset, which also like makes the sound a little bit thicker, and it adds like some artifacts which are going to be accentuated by the OTTs we're gonna be adding, and we're probably gonna be adding a lot of them. Erosion for more high-end, OTT, saturator to make it thick, even more thick. Pro MB to shape the sound even more. And you can see how it's like starting to take shape, especially with these OTTs. And I think the Pro MB is also, it's making the mid-range a little bit more, a little bit louder. Then we have excellent sound VR fat track, which is free, by the way. I think you can still get this, and which is also making it a little bit thicker. Then some more saturation, some more saturation, and some more saturation. So yeah, literally just spamming saturation here and another filter. And yeah, that's how to growl. Yes, awesome. That's the growl. And what else is here? Hold on, it's one of my favorite parts of this drop. It's this guy. This like kind of one-piece synth, and one of my favorite sounds to make as of recent. This is just a massive patch, like a very, very basic massive patch. This is just like a square wave or a saw square wave with the filter. And I think the filter and massive sounds awesome, especially with like high resonances. So if I turn all of this off, the filter is just very nice and resonant. And I think when you distort this, which I am doing here, with the Saturn again and the multipass for dispersers and even more distortion, and the Elijah fat track, which is amazing. I think it very accentuates the this like resonance of the filter very, very nicely. And I also have like a fab filter volcano for some high pass action. And I'm realizing that it's so damn stupid to have the peak just sitting there at what even is this? Like probably like sub 20 hertz. This probably should have had another high cut at the end of this, but I don't know. It works in the mix, so we don't have to. Yeah, I don't have to find a solution. So yeah, that's it for this part. So, oh, we also have like some background vocals here. You know, some of your standard dubstep check. And this Skrillex scatter vocal right here. I think I was too lazy to download the original scatter, so I just took the scatter Nosphere remix and put it in there. So yeah, shout out Nosphere, amazing song. Let's get into the second part of the first stop, but before that we have the tag. Let me find the tag. Hold up, where is it? Oh, there it is.
Hey, Flip, shut up!
The tag and some processing on the tag. I don't think we have to talk about that. TBH. So let's get into the second part of the first drop. We continue with this guy. You know, just a little response, call, and then we have the response here with this lead here. I was actually inspired by Control Freak, Love Me. I think that tune is amazing, and I just basically stole this. So let's see what this patch even is. It is a, whoopala, I'm not updating you. This is a sample from the Serum 2 stock sample library. just like a standard synth sample layered with a saw wave with unison. And we have, what do we have for the effects right here? Let me turn these guys off. We have the bowed frequency shifter thing to like give it like this kind of bubbly dispersory transient, a compressor to make compressor things, a chorus to give it width, and a delay for further stereo, oh no, not further stereo stuff, because it's not set on ping pong, just a delay for delay reasons, I think. Then I'm cutting out some bad boys at 6.4K-ish, because I thought that it needed that, apparently. Another OTT and a high cut. And this is getting layered with a laser-ish. It's another bass I made a while ago, which I just keep reusing. I think I made it for Wait For You with Flourish Core. Yeah, so that is also getting layered with another sustain right here, which this time is getting ring modulated, but at a very slow frequency, so it's like more like a tremolo, and a different sub, which is, let me unfreeze this, a Mr. Bill Serum 2 preset for a sub, which I really like. I've been using a lot recently. This just has a multipass on it to frequency shift the mid-range. What? It's not doing much, but I kind of like how it sounds. Yeah, this also has some two instances of Faturator on it. Jesus Christ, that's weird. Then also there is a Volcano, which is getting activated at the second drop. A mad EQ to get rid of the low mids, and another distortion plugin. I think Driver by Native Instruments also sounds like very nice and warm. So yeah, that's about it for this layer. Also, I have like some little filler basses chucked in here and there, which are also just like some rendered bass jams. Let me check this, for example. Oh no. Oh, this is also nice. This is another bass I made a while ago. And this is just getting layered with the growls, so the growls gets a little bit more of a high-end crunch. I think that sounds quite nice with the layout with the growl right here. Yes. Filler basses. Oh yeah, here. There. And this guy. You know, just some little sound design fills to like fill in empty gaps. What else? I think that's it for this part. Oh no, we have another lead here. Just to fill out empty space. On there, I think like the sound is not as important, so I don't have to unfreeze it. But it's basically like a saw wave with unison, with like some MAME on it and OTT saturation, reverb, you know the drill. So yeah, that's it, I think, for this part. Oh, what the hell? What did I do? Okay, nice, it's back. Oh, wrong part. But yeah, let's get into the last drop, or at least the midsection. But I think the midsection, it's not that special. It's just like elements from the intro arranged in a slightly different way. For example, what's here? Yeah, the bass thing is playing like a slightly different pattern, but the ARP is still the same, this guy is still the same. This thing right here is not doing, excuse me, it's not doing anything. There's a new snare, I guess, that's kind of new. Yes, new snare. But yeah, that's about it for the midsection. So let's get to the second drop, which is quite interesting. So for the drums this time are a little bit different, because they are a little bit more minimalistic, I think. So for the snare, I have a Kamakun snare, which is quite clean. Jesus, I'm getting tired. And it's getting layered with this sound design thing I made for like a game audio redesign challenge. It's like a little explosion, and sometimes I am cutting it up to like so it rolls into the snare here. And it's also getting panned when I do this. It's getting hard panned, right? I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. But I think that's neat. For the cymbals, I have like the house cymbals from the intro, because I think they work here. So the drop is quite simply doodle. So I have like these big white noise layers right here, which is also like getting ring modulated on the white setting for like more stereo width. So it sounds nice and white. Then we have the sub from the second drop, but not the same patch. This is like a little bit different, because here I have the volcano, which is just a low pass filter, and it's getting automated to like fit the pattern better. And I think with all that white noise, it would like, if I were to not filter it, it would like kind of take away from it would just make the drop sound messy, because there's just so much white noise going on already. So I prefer this kind of more minimalistic approach. This bass is also getting layered with this laser right here, which is just there to like accentuate the rhythm. What else? Vocal chops. Yes, the vocal is just getting chopped again over the drop. It's even the same processing chain as like everything else that's this vocal. The only thing that's different is that I have like sends set up here, and at some parts at some beats I'm sending the vocal to like a reverb send. So we have like this big whoosh, like the big reverb hit on the snare. Yeah, that's it for the vocal. The one element I haven't talked about yet is this guy right here. This like 808 fill, which I think it kind of sounds a little bit bad on its own, but in context it makes sense. But we can have a look at it. It's basically just an 808 preset from Serum 2. When I made this, Serum 2 was new, and I just like looked at some presets. So I just took this 808 preset and tweaked it a little bit. I just put some Camel Crusher on it, some EQ, some OTT, and I think it sounds neat in context. For the end of the drop, like the vocal is coming back again, and some of the elements from the intro. So the energy kind of goes down towards the end of the song. And yeah, that's basically it for the drop. And the outro is just again elements from the intro. They're arranged a little bit differently. We can also talk about the mastering for this project right here, which is consisting of an OTT evil at 4% mix. Not quite as evil, but still kind of nasty. I think it's just giving the song a little bit like some of these like plastic artifacts in the end, which I kind of like. But yeah, just a little bit of OTT on the master and newfangled audio saturate to clip it and make it loud. In this case, I clipped it like for 5.6 dB, which is quite high, I guess, but I don't know, for this song it sounded good, so yo, I think that made sense. So that's basically about it for this song. This song was quite fun to make, and it was quite fun to play out. Like, I released this song the weekend I played a show with Kimari, and it was quite nice to like be able to play it out immediately. And I've been really happy with the reception the remix is getting so far. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for listening to the song, and I hope to see you sometime again. Bye bye.